This is oh wait, let's wait for the screen to get bigger. Let's wait for it, there we go. This right here is a 4,000 weeks poster, and what it shows us is 1 week of our lives from the day we are born up until around the age we'll die, which is about 80 years into our lives. This is where me, Chris Reads, is at right now, and I want y'all to take a sec before we get this video started to find your age and find approximately where you are on this poster. You got it? Good. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. My name's Chris and I know how to read, allegedly. And I originally read Oliver Burkeman's 4,000 Weeks Time Management for Mortals as an audiobook at work, and I wasn't really sure how I was gonna make it into a video, so I kind of just put it to the side. But the more that time passes, I think I read the book about a month ago, and the more I try to think of videos that I can make on books that really impacted me or changed my life in a significant way, I keep coming back to this, I keep coming back to this book right here. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Oliver Burkeman's book, as well as its philosophical and existential takes on how humans use time and how it is so much more than just a regular self-help book. This book gets its title from the idea that humans get about 4,000 weeks, which equals to about 80 years in their life, give or take a bunch of health and societal factors. I look at the poster from the beginning of the video and I have like some weird reaction to it that I don't know if I fully understand, right? I'm not sure if I should be like happy and relieved that I am about to be 28 years old and I have so much life left to live, or that I should be incredibly terrified and that I am 28 years old and I only have this much life to live, you know? The battle that I have within myself, and from my understanding, the battle that I feel like a lot of people have within themselves, is that no matter how we live our lives, no matter what we try to do, the list of things that we want to accomplish only gets longer on a regular basis, and the time that we have to complete those things only gets shorter and shorter. I want to focus this video on two things that this book has introduced me to and that have allowed me to introduce certain lifestyle changes into my life, as well as giving me kind of a deeper understanding of what it means to live well and to live right in my allowed time. I think we've all gone through this process in life of having something that we've realized we've kind of been slacking in, or something that we want to get better at, and we try and put all of our effort and initiative into kind of hopping back onto the wagon. On the surface, there isn't anything incredibly wrong with that, right? But gone unchecked, you can fall into something that Oliver Burkeman calls the efficiency trap. He uses emails as his main example in the book, but this can be applied to a whole lot of other aspects in life. You look at your Gmail or your Yahoo or whatever, and you realize that you have a ton of emails that need response, or that need to be deleted, or that need to be added to a calendar, and you decide that you want to lock in and take care of them all. And you do, and that's awesome. But what people fail to realize as they're going through this process, specifically with emails and with other things, is that there are certain things in life that you cannot fully complete. They're just streams. You can't fully complete emails the same way that you can't fully complete laundry, or you can't fully complete hanging out with your friends. These are streams of things that will continue to flow, that will continue to happen no matter what you try to do in your life. So what this means is that in trying to become better at responding to emails or taking care of your inbox, or you want to get better at being a good friend and hanging out with all your homies whenever you're invited, you become someone who is very good at quickly and efficiently responding to emails, or you become someone who's always down to hang out whenever one of your friends asks you to go get drinks. The more efficient you are at dealing with a thing, the more of that thing you are going to be unwillingly inviting into your everyday life. And sure, who wouldn't love to be at inbox 0 all the time? Or who wouldn't love to say yes whenever one of your friends asks you to go out? But if you're reading this book or any book, or just trying to live a slightly better life, and your idea of doing that is to give yourself more tasks and more events and more things to do, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure, right? So I think just keeping a check on yourself and asking, why am I trying to be efficient at emails? Why am I trying to be efficient at being a good friend or father or husband or anything like that? Because you want to make sure that you actually know why you're doing something and why it's important to you, and whether it's a good idea to keep continuing doing this habit for the foreseeable future. And that's where we're going to kind of transition into something that Oliver Burkeman really harps in on, what James Clear wrote about in Atomic Habits, another great self-help book, and what every philosopher deems to be one of the most important conversations someone can have with themselves, and that is on the subject of choice. I've talked about it a lot in previous videos, but I really do think that kind of diving into Stoicism, or at least dipping a toe into the study of Stoicism, has really helped me understand and come to terms with the things that I have control over and the things that I don't have control over. So when Berkman has this whole section in his book about control and kind of talking in general about very Stoic tendencies, it felt good because he was dropping truth bombs this entire book, and it finally just felt good to get to a section where I kind of understood what was going on. If you can take one thing from this video, one thing from 4,000 Weeks, anything at all, it would be this quote right here, which is, the real problem of time management isn't about how we get everything done, it's about how to decide what to neglect. And this is where our general understanding about our own lives and our own choices and why we are choosing to be efficient at certain things than others really comes into play. The way I kind of took Berkman's talk on choosing what to neglect in this book is like this. Say you have 10 things on a to-do list for the day, right? It isn't incredibly realistic to say that you're going to be able to complete all 10 of those things. So you're going to do a good job and you're going to say, my goal is to complete 5 of the things on this to-do list. And say you put your head to it and you put your mind to it and you're able to complete the 5 things that you chose. Rad. But you'd kind of be lying to yourself if you said that the first thing on that list that you put all your time, effort, and energy into, you're going to be able to give the 5th thing on that list the same time and effort and energy. It's probably not going to happen if we're being honest. Essentially, whether it's a to-do list of chores for the day or a 5-year plan with your partner, in order to give yourself fully and all of your energy fully towards the things that you care about, you have to decide, unfortunately, the things you're going to suck at. When I was in college, I remember subconsciously making this decision, but I will say that reading Berkman's book has really helped me put into words kind of these thoughts that I had swirling around in my head that I couldn't really rein in. I did not give a fuck about college. I will say that fully and with my whole chest right now. And let's be honest, I probably should have. But I realized very early on, I can get C's and still get a degree. And I just wanted to hang out with my friends and play basketball, right? Was that the correct decision? No. But I realized that I could do those things at the suffering of my grades and at the suffering of my collegiate career. Was that the best way I could have gone about college? Absolutely not. But I think it illustrates kind of a very early understanding of what Berkman was trying to say in this book. You have to very intentionally choose the things you are going to be bad at, the things that you are going to allow yourself to not do well. Because fooling yourself into thinking, 1, that you can do everything, or 2, that you can do some things at 100% efficiency, like our conversation on efficiency, is just setting yourself up for failure. The real power and effort and depth in our actions comes from choosing one or at least a very, very small number of particular paths instead of trying to divide our time and energy among a bunch of things. I think initially when I first read this in Berkman's book, which is like a topic that he talks about over the course of the entire book, I was like, okay, this kind of makes sense, but I feel like, you know, if I put in a little more effort, I put in a little more energy, maybe I work out a little more, eat a little better, maybe get some more sleep, I feel like I can fit all of the things that I want to do in my life. I might have to stress a little, and hey, maybe I might have to lose a little bit of sleep, but I'll be able to do everything that I want to do pretty well. And obviously everyone's different, right? But my response to that is really think about that poster at the beginning of the video and ask yourself, is that really a life you want to live? And even after reading this book and thinking about it and thinking about what I was going to say in this video, that's still a question that I really struggle with. Everyone wants to be different, right? I want to think that I'm different, and I want to think that with the right system and with the right support and with the right diet and health and everything included, I can do everything that I want to do to the best of my ability at a pretty damn good clip and beat the odds and beat the statistics. But the truth of the matter is that statistically you have 4,000 weeks. And if you spend too much time worrying about the shit you can't control, the shit that doesn't really matter at the end of the day, you are going to half-ass, whether you intentionally want to or not, the things that really matter to you and the things that you really care about. But some practical advice I can give y'all to end this video. First and foremost, buy this book. It's pretty good. And also just stop waiting for that perfect system or that perfect morning routine or whatever to help you catch up in life, right? You are never, listen, lock in right now. Find the key and lock in. You are never going to be able to catch up with time. That rich ass white guy who's trying to like become his son or whatever his whole deal is, he's never going to be able to catch up with time, and neither are you. Get that fact in your head and let's keep on moving. Whether it's a daily thing or a yearly thing or a lifelong thing, choose a very small number of deep, meaningful priorities and understand that the priorities you choose to not do are going to suffer whether you want them to or not. Understand that, prepare for that, and learn how to deal with the negative and positive consequences of choosing to focus on the things that matter and disregarding the things that don't. And with that comes patience, right? Depending on the mindset that you're in, 4,000 weeks could either be an incredibly long amount of time or an incredibly short amount of time. But above all else, you have to be able to practice patience. Whether you're trying to change some fundamental aspect of yourself or you're just trying to make sure that you don't reach for your phone first thing in the morning, these things are going to take time. And if it really matters to you and you really care about what you're trying to do, you will embrace the decision, you will embrace the struggle, and you will embrace the patience testing above all else. And even though I said earlier, like, you can't catch up with time, I really do think the best decision you can make in your life is choosing very intentionally how you plan on using the time that you have. I think the ending of our time and death can be incredibly scary, and it's something that I find incredibly scary. But I also think, like, kind of in a weird way, in the complete opposite way, I should say, the passing of time is something that I find incredibly comforting. No matter what I'm trying to do, no matter what I'm trying to say, no matter what is going on in my life currently, the sun is going to rise and set every day, and time will continue moving forward. My job as a tiny little mortal human on this earth is to make sure that I am doing everything I can to create a life for myself that I want to live. And I hope that whether or not you choose to read Oliver Burkeman's book, which I highly recommend, you can take some tip or trick that you learned in this video, apply it to your life, and make your life a little bit easier and a little bit more worth living. That's gonna be it for today's video, y'all. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe, all that good business. Let me know down below. Something, it could either be really big and philosophical, or it can be very, very small. Something that makes your life worth living. Right now, an unnamed diet soda is quite possibly the only reason I wake up in the morning. But let me know what makes life worth living for y'all down below. Do something that makes you happy, do something that makes you some money, and I'll catch y'all in the future. Peace.